Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our NFL predictions week 16, I think. And last week, I don't know how I went 11 and 5. I felt like I did a lot worse, but my total season record is 156 and 99. And we have 3 more weeks left until the regular season finale. The playoff picture starting to take some shape, and we're actually going to start off with a game with more playoff implications than you think, and that is with the Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Broncos picking up a huge win over the Indianapolis Colts. They had to overcome a bit of a slow start, but once the second half happened and they made adjustments, they did pretty well. Can't say the same for the Chargers, which they fell behind the Buccaneers early, and it was just not a good day for those guys. And originally, this Thursday night game was supposed to be Browns and Bengals, but it got flexed out for the first time ever. Now, we do have a playoff clinching scenario, and it's kind of complex for both teams. For the Broncos, they need a win, or Miami loss or tie, or the Bengals have to lose, and Indianapolis have to lose. And for the Chargers, they could win, but they're going to need Miami, the Colts, to lose or tie, or Cincinnati to lose or tie. Both of these are very complex, and I kind of don't see a lot of them happening this week. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait another week for both teams. But anyway, as my prediction goes, this game is going to be played in the Chargers in Los Angeles, where there'll probably be a ton of Bronco fans. I'm actually going to go with the Denver Broncos to win this game. They're riding a bit of a hot streak. Chargers, right now, they're on a bit of a cool streak. Just be glad their last 2 games are some of the easier games any team's got. And then we got Saturday football with the Houston Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Texans getting a win over the Miami Dolphins, and thanks to Indianapolis losing, they clinched the AFC South. So at this point, Texans are basically going to be playing for seeding, even though I think they're going to be locked into the 4th seed. And for the Chiefs, sure, they beat the Cleveland Browns, but it came at a cost as they lost Patrick Mahomes to an ankle sprain. And they're calling it a week-to-week injury, although I read some reports that he practiced. Well, to make things better, Hollywood Brown practiced. And for the Chiefs, they actually got a home field advantage clinching scenario this week. And unfortunately, all I got to do is win and have Buffalo lose. And I don't see that happening. With this game being played in Kansas City Saturday afternoon, and this is, I think, the Chiefs' last home game of the season, I am, even with or without Mahomes, I'm still going to roll with the Chiefs to win because that defense is still very good. Just hope and just hope Carson Wentz don't crap the bed like he normally do. And now the other Saturday game we have, the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Steelers had a rough day on the offensive end against the Philadelphia Eagles. And for the Ravens, took care of the Giants, not hard to do. I think Lamar had another perfect passer rating. Whoop-de-doo. Now these two teams, they already played this year. But it was a game where the Steelers didn't even score a touchdown and won. And if you had a nickel for every time that happened this year, you had 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's very weird that it happened twice. But for the Steelers, they have an AFC North clinching scenario with the win. But Baltimore, they could clinch a berth with the win, or Miami has to lose and Indianapolis has to lose. And they're giving the Ravens 6 points. Wow. But history shows that Lamar Jackson is not good against the Steelers. Just 1 win and, like, I don't know, 7 losses. And again, like I said when they played last time, either he doesn't have a lot of matchups with this team because either he is hurt or circumstances where he doesn't have to play happens. And even though this game's being played in Baltimore, I was going to lean towards the Ravens. But you know what? I actually don't know who I'm going to pick. I just realized TJ Watt left that Eagle game with a low ankle sprain. It looked like it's minor. It does look like he's going to play. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers to win this game because DNS Machina. But if TJ Watt doesn't play, I will flip my pick to the Ravens. That's where I stand. And now we're on to Sunday's brunch with the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in the second battle of Ohio. First one ended in Cincinnati's favor, a rare Cincinnati win over the Browns for Joe Burrow. Browns, yeah, they did not look good against the Chiefs. The only touchdown they had was a long touchdown run for Jerome Ford. And it looks like Jameis's Bakery is going to close for the season as he's being benched for DTR. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they got to win over the Tennessee Titans, even though they still give up 27 points in it. Yeah, that defense is just not good. I do expect this to be a pretty interesting scoring game. And this will probably be the game I would not have benched Jameis Winston for. You might would have saw good Jameis in this one. But they benched him. And because I don't really trust DTR, I am going to go ahead and take the Bengals to win this game. And right now, they have a shot to run the table. And now we got the New York Giants taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Giants, yeah, just 3 more weeks. That's all I'm going to say for you guys. 3 more weeks, and the number 1 pick is yours. And for the Atlanta Falcons, yes, you got to win with the Raiders, but they didn't look good in it. And because they didn't look good in it, Raheem Morris decided to make a change. This will be the season debut, the NFL debut for Michael Penix Jr. He will be starting this week to see what the Falcons have in him. And I'm actually going to be very excited to see what he could do. And for this game, and because it's the Giants, I don't even care if it's Michael Penix. I don't care if it's Kirk Cousins. I don't care if it's for John Parker Ryan on the street. I'm still taking the Falcons to win. Giants is just horrible this year. And now we got the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. Lions losing their second game of the season to the Buffalo Bills. But hey, right now, they still hold the number 1 seed in the NFC because it was just an AFC loss. And the Eagles have lost 2 games in the NFC. That's the explanation there. And for the Bears, I'm going to say the same thing for you and the Giants. 3 more weeks and the season's over. And it's looking like Caleb Williams is getting worse after every game. And here's a fun fact. This will be only Detroit's second home game. This will be only Detroit's second game they playing outdoors this season. And if they could if they win out, get that number 1 seed, that would be great for them. But they're going to be challenged because they're going to lose Knuckles as he's out for the year with a torn MCL. And they lost a defensive tackle, Marvin McNeil, due to a torn ACL. So, yeah, the Lions are beginning to show some cracks in the injury front. But since they're playing Chicago, I'm still going to take the Lions to win this game. And the Bears, yeah, 3 more weeks. And now we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Titans losing to the Bengals and the Colts losing to the Broncos. But Titans are making a quarterback change. They look like they're going to roll with Mason Rudolph for the rest of the season as Will Levis continues to throw interceptions. And the Colts, Anthony Richardson just have to play better. He just really have to play better. He's not been playing good football to make the organization think, yeah, he's our guy for the future. Luckily, they've taken on the Titans, and honestly, this game could go in any direction. I'm going to give the slight edge to the Colts because they're still in the playoff picture somehow. And if we get good Anthony Richardson, it'll be good for the Colts to look at. Hopefully, Jonathan Taylor could finally find the end zone. And following that, we got the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New York Jets. The Rams getting a huge Thursday night win over the 49ers. It was low scoring, but the fact that they were able to get a season sweep over a team that has dominated them in this decade, very impressive. Meanwhile, for the New York Jets, things look good for them too. They got a win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know it's just the Jaguars, but Jets would just take anything they could get at this point. And in this game, you know what? I've actually kind of leaned toward the Jets to win this game because I could see the Jets upsetting the Los Angeles Rams in this one. But the Rams, they're riding a bit of a hot streak. Right now, they're playing like they're the best team in the NFC West. I'm going to go with the Rams to win this game. I do like what they got on offense, and with the young defense, they can make Aaron Rodgers' day a little world. And now we got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers. Cardinals getting a bounce back win over the New England Patriots, and the Panthers losing at home to the Dallas Cowboys. And I've learned my lesson. Never give a 3-win team any hype. Because they were favored to win that game, and they ended up getting smoked by the Cowboys of all teams. And because I'm not giving 3-win teams any more hype over a playoff contending team in the Cardinals, final home game for the Panthers, by the way, I got to roll with the Cardinals to win this game. I just like what they do on offense better. The defense for the Panthers is pretty bad, and I anticipate James Conner to having a huge day. And now we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle losing at home to Green Bay for the first time maybe the first time since they moved to the NFC that they lost to Green Bay at home. And for the Vikings getting a Monday night win over the Bears, and they clinched the playoff berth. Actually, they clinched the playoff berth that Sunday night when Seattle lost. They should thank Green Bay for that. And in this game, Seattle right now, injuries is beginning to take a toll on this team. I gotta go with the Vikings to win on the road against Seattle. Normally, when Seattle's at home, I usually pick them because that place, Lumen Field, is one of the toughest places to play. But this season might not been the case. I'm still gonna take the Vikings to win. And now we got the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills. Patriots road loss to the Cardinals and the Bills, picking up a huge win over the Detroit Lions. And if this was the game for Josh Allen to win MVP, it was that one because he was magnificent in that game. Bills right now, they're playing the best football, but in the AFC right now, they look like the best team, one of the best teams in the league this week. And with a 14-point spread, it's the largest spread I've seen up to this point. So, no questions about it. I'm taking the Bills to win this game. It may not be that close, but I don't expect them to cover. I'll give it that. I might give the Patriots some hope on that. Oh no. We got a tank bowl here where Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. This game's going to be ugly. I don't even want to preview both teams' games. But you know what? And you know what's so bad? They have a PK spread, an even spread for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Raiders because even Vegas doesn't want to touch this game. But I'm just going to take the Jaguars to win because the Raiders have little to no upside winning this game. They just got to, they lose out, they pretty much going to guarantee themselves Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. If they win, I think Jacksonville jumps them in the draft. So I'm just going to roll with Jacksonville to win because, again, Raiders have no business winning this game. And then we have a game where everyone thought this was going to be a good game towards the end of the season, but due to given circumstances, things have changed. And that is with the 49ers taking on the Miami Dolphins. Niners losing against the Rams at home in the rain, and the Dolphins losing to the Texans last week, where the offense looked not good. It's I think this is going to be an understatement, and by saying both teams need this game to stay alive. Whoever loses, they're pretty much done for. And with this game being played in Miami, and now that I have lost trust with the 49ers, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins to win this game. Hopefully, next year, Niners, y'all could get healthy. And I feel like I've been saying that every season. And then we have a game that was somehow not flexed out of Sunday night. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Bucks picking up a huge road win over the Los Angeles Chargers. And right now, this season's looking like what this season and last season looked very similar for the Bucks. Bucks getting off to a hot start to the season. Then by October and November, they peter out. And now December, they're playing their best football. Yeah, that's Tampa Bay for you. Meanwhile, for the Dallas Cowboys, picking up their best victory of the season over the Carolina Panthers, where CeeDee Lamb had over 100 yards receiving, Rico Dowdle had 100 yards rushing, Cooper Rush threw 3 TDs to 3 different receivers, and I don't know if he might have had 300 yards passing on the day. I might be wrong, but it was a complete victory for the Cowboys. So in this game, it being at home, I gotta go with the Bucks to win. Cowboys are not good at home this year for whatever reason, and the Bucks right now they're playing their best football right now. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay to win. And then we have a Monday night game against the New Orleans Saints taking on the Green Bay Packers. Saints getting a win. Saints not winning over the Washington Commanders, even though they had a 2-point conversion to help them get a win. And for the Green Bay Packers, getting a road win over Seattle, I think is their first since Seattle moved to the NFC. And we have a playoff clinching scenario for Green Bay. They need to win. If they win, they're in. But they also could get in with Atlanta losing or tying with the combination of the Rams losing or tying. Or, again, Atlanta losing or tying with the combination of Seattle losing or tying. And in this game, New Orleans at home, Green Bay December home game. It's tough for me to pick go against Green Bay in this one. I gotta go with the Packers to win. And last but not least, game of the week. We got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders. Yeah, I know it's not the strongest game of the week pick, but just let me have this. Eagles, 10 wins in a row. This time getting a win over their in-state rivals, Pittsburgh Steelers. And whatever bad blood A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts had, it kind of went out the window in this one. Brown had a 100-yard receiving day and a touchdown. And Jalen Hurts, he had 3 total touchdowns on the day. Saquon was, he was good, but he was more on the quieter side of good. He was in that game. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, they took on the New Orleans Saints, got a 1-point win. But they had to really survive that one. And we have a clinching scenarios for both teams. For the Eagles, if they win, the East is theirs. And for the Commanders, they need to win with the combination of Atlanta losing and the Rams losing. They also need to win with Atlanta losing and Seattle losing. Or if they tie, Atlanta, Arizona, Rams, Seattle, they all have to lose. As long as the Rams and Seattle Seahawks, those games don't end in ties. And for me, I was going to take the Eagles to win this game. Yes, going against a team that has 10 wins in a row is very enticing. And if you look at their schedule, if they win this game, they have a good 97% chance they'll finish the season at 15-2. But I think the Commanders might be the last team on their regular season schedule to beat them in the postseason. To beat them before the postseason. And I kind of lean toward the Commanders as well. I think the Commanders could get an upset win, but then again, going against a team with 10 wins that has won 10 in a row and they're not showing any signs of slowing down, I gotta go with the Eagles to win, but I will be rooting strongly for the Commanders. So let's take a quick look at the AFC playoffs. Right now, only 4 teams have clinched, with the Steelers getting a playoff spot clinched thanks to, I think, Miami losing helped them get in a playoff spot. And in divisions clinched, Bills got the AFC East, Chiefs got the AFC West, and the Texans got the AFC South easily. Only the AFC North has yet to be decided. It could be decided this weekend, but we'll also have to wait and see. And for the NFC, we have the Lions getting a spot, Eagles getting a spot, and thanks to Green Bay beating Seattle, Green Bay helped Minnesota get their spot clinched. So far, no one has clinched a division yet. Eagles have a good chance on doing that this week. And yeah, that concludes our Week 16 NFL predictions. Tell what y'all think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Gamble safely. I'll see you next time.